guys, welcome to another video. Today we're reviewing Jungle Cruise. This film came out today and was directed by Yami Colette Serra and stars Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. Now before we start, don't hit that like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you can get notified for every video, and let's just start. Let's start talking about the good. So all the actors and actresses in this film, I thought they're all fantastic, especially Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and Paul Giamatti. Those three actors and actresses in this film, fantastic. Paul Giamatti, I've only seen 2 movies of his, which was Jungle Cruise and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't think they used his character well in Amazing Spider-Man 2 at all, but in this film was a complete opposite. I thought they did a very good job with Paul Giamatti's character. He was a very likable character in this film, and one of my favorite characters in this film. The opening sequence. Now, the opening sequence for this film, I thought it was very good. Could have been better, but I thought it was a good opening sequence, a good backstory sequence. And it gives information on things that you will need to know for the rest of the film. I think they could have made it a little more structured for the opening sequence, but I thought it was fine. The cinematography, which of course includes shots, the camera angles, the lighting, I thought it was very well done. This is a Disney film, so it has Disney production style, all big budget action sequences. Everything looks very big in this film, and I thought it was perfect. This film, Jungle Cruise, is exciting, action-packed, and the cinematography plays a huge role in that aspect of this film. The action sequences. Now, the action sequences are awesome. Very, very well done action sequences. Of course, this is a Disney film once again, so the action sequences are going to be fantastic. More in the line of, I would say, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, and The Mummy action sequences are a lot like the action sequences in this film. And I'll talk about those films a bit later in this review. The sequences in this film are very funny. There are a lot of hilarious sequences in this film, mostly having to do with Dwayne Johnson's character and Paul Giamatti. They are very funny in this film. And I think they place the comical sequences very well in this film. There is a cartoony villain in this film. This is a Disney film. So of course in most Disney films you have one character that is a bit cartoonish, and he's played by Jesse Plemons. He is the, I believe he was German. He's a German soldier, I think, but he was very funny in this film. He is very, very funny in this film. He is a cartoony villain, like I said, so you can picture him in an animated Disney film, but I thought he was very good in this film, and he did make me laugh throughout some sequences in this film. The score. Now, the score by James Newton Howard is fantastic. James Newton Howard is a very good composer. I believe he did score, yes, he scored Fantastic Beasts, and I thought the score for that film was fantastic. And he does the same thing for this film, but adventure style. And his score, fantastic. If you love the Pirates of the Caribbean score, you love the Mummy score, you're going to love this score. The CGI. Now, the CGI is decent. It's not the best CGI that I've seen in a Disney film, but it was decent. The CGI did not distract me from anything in the film, so I thought the CGI was passable. The story. Now, the story I thought was good. It could have been better. They could have fixed a few things with the characters and their motivations, and just the sequences as they progress into that third act of the film, which I'll speak about later. It could have been tightened up a bit. The story could have been fixed in a way that the people would actually, or the audience watching it, would actually want to follow the story. But overall, the story I thought was good. It was good enough for me. The backstory sequence. Now, there is a backstory sequence in this film, and it's awesome. It sort of reminded me of Captain Salazar's backstory sequence in Pirates of the Caribbean 5, but the backstory sequence in this film, fantastic. I don't know the character's name, but it's the character that you see in the trailer with the snake coming out of his face. Backstory sequence for him, action-packed. Um, the sequences in this film that are meant to be emotional are very emotional. There are some emotional sequences in that third act of the film. Um, between Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, none of the other characters really have any emotion to them. Um, the character development for a lot of the characters is passable, but for Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, their character development and the emotional sequences with them are fantastic. Um, the third act of the film. Now, the third act of the film is very entertaining. It is a very, very entertaining third act. Now, it's not one of the best third acts of a Disney film or a Disney live action film, but it was a very, very entertaining third act. And the ending sequence. Now, the ending sequence I thought was good. It's a normal ending to a Disney film, happy ending. Um, but I thought it fit the film perfectly. That's all the good that I have. Now let's move on to the bad. So, some sequences in this film feel like sequences from many other classic adventure films, like The Mummy, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones. Sequences from those films are all in this film. You will find sequences, and you can pick them out one by one from Indiana Jones, The Mummy, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Um, Now, I put it as something that I thought was not good for the film, but for me, I enjoyed some of it. Some of it was a little too heavy, and it relied heavily on your love for other adventure films. But I thought it was all right. They could have done something new for this film, but for what they did, I guess it was passable. Um, that's about it. Jungle Cruise is an awesome Disney adventure film. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. And I'm going to give Jungle Cruise a B+. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you can get notified for every video. I'm Peter. Thank you for watching.